Not necessarily last one's the best work, because idea develops from like a step by step. But sometimes even your idea developed, it's not necessarily maybe just the best solution to make something like a form. It just depends. The way I work is maybe if we are making 10 pieces, so after 6 pieces or maybe 5 or 7 pieces, and I look at them and what is missing as a group. Because whenever I have an exhibition as a group like this, I like to have the variety of work, so each piece kind of stands out as a kind of a fresher piece. So when I make 6 pieces, and do I need something a bit more maybe higher, the height should be higher one, or maybe this one's quite, so far I made quite a few of them quite, maybe a bit sort of a solid type of work. Maybe I need more refined, sensitive work, or maybe I need a little bit more pointy work. So I look at them all, and then I decide what kind of work should I make next. Because I do a lot of drawings, and then when I do lots of drawings, maybe I don't think about maybe what I want to make. It's like I just maybe diary or sketching, and then just anything comes out in my mind, I keep drawings. And then after all the drawing, I go back to drawings. Oh, that looks interesting, I might make this one. Oh, that's interesting. So I kind of choose maybe 4 or 5 pieces, I make them. And then after that, maybe I didn't have any drawings, maybe I feel interested in to make. And after 5 of them, where I start thinking, new idea develops after making 5s. Do you know what I mean? That's the way my work evolves. So I have maybe plan for 5, and after that, maybe I start thinking about, with this group of 5, what do I need to make the interesting group? Yeah, the beginning was very difficult because I'm trying to be both jeweler and then gallerist is a very difficult one. So I decided to concentrate to be gallerist, just more managing gallery, and then that's I thought very important. I didn't want to be seen in something like I'm promoting my own work through gallery, so I really want to be there to promote everyone's work. So I concentrate that. And also, I guess being jeweler, I have a particular way of seeing things, like what kind of work are interested to me. So I use my sort of, I guess, being jeweler, sort of use it through that way to select the work and then communicate with people. And then I guess I'm getting, as I get sort of more confident, I just thought maybe that now the time for me to start making my own work. So that's the way I work. Working for someone, another gallery owner, and then dealing with another gallery owner, it's just being a jeweler. Maybe it's easier to deal with another gallery owner, but because I'm another gallery owner, so it is sort of uncomfortable sometimes. You just, how should I talk to, this gallery, because I'm the gallerist and I should sort of promote other people's work, and then I am kind of asking my work to exhibit. It's kind of. Dre, for example, because he came to Australia and visited Melbourne, that time I sort of, he got very interested in Australian jewelry. So, and also I was very interested in him as a gallery director because I didn't have any role model, because I didn't have any experience. So I really look up to him, and then I wanted his opinion, what's the best way to run the gallery, or what's the hardest time he had, and then also his experience. And it was really important, listening to those experiences is so important to me, because I didn't have any experience. And I learned a lot from him, and then even though we have a quite different way of looking at work, it's really interesting to hear someone who had already experienced. So we developed a relationship as a more like a gallery, gallery to gallery, not so much being me jeweler and he's gallerist, and but because he's quite sort of in that case he's quite professional. He doesn't mix with two things. I think before I studied at the university, I used to go to jeweler and then just to a little bit learning how to make jewelry. And she was using steel, and her work was quite figurative, but amazing, beautiful surface. In her case, steel is always polished and then a bit more shinier, but it's just the feel of this black was really attracted to me. And then maybe first couple of years I didn't use so much of steel at school, but I started using steel, and then I guess I get more and more like it. It's a sandblasting finish I learned a little bit later on. I mean, maybe when I was the third year, but before then I was always kind of a bit more not polished, but kind of matte polished sort of. I really like this sort of purity in that sort of black, and also, I don't know, I always like the feel of this steel. It's almost like iron, and then like ancient material like iron or gold. That kind of purity I really like. Of course, you could make silver blackened, and I tried once. Maybe I shouldn't be so obsessed about the steel. I should use a different material, and so I tried to use another material and then blacken it. But I didn't have any same feeling, and then I felt like what I'm trying to do, and the steel really I sort of fit it together. So that's why I've been using this material. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I have, maybe I like to make something like something very, very fine, kind of sensitive, almost like my drawing, like maybe I want to make something like that. So I start drawing like this, and then I try to make something like the way I wanted. But often it changes, like you plan change as you make. And then, yes, when sometimes I start making like this, like I have a little idea, and then maybe I just start drawing lots of drawings, and then I pick something I like and then I do. But next, it's because I've done first one, so I did it from first and then to second. Do you know what I mean? I really don't have a concrete concept like that. I just the concept develops as I start making. Yes, sometimes I've been making so many narrow, just maybe circle, maybe regular shape around the arm, and maybe I want to make something a bit more so plays with the surface of arm rather than just going around it, and that's the way I'm trying to break out from the I don't say formula, but just the pattern. And I sort of make, because I'm always conscious of not to making something with formula. Some work maybe, or you make something and then you think you make a new other things, but you are kind of following how you work, you're just repeating itself, so it can become predictable. So I try to break this predictability, like I want to have something a bit more surprise. And that's why I sometimes really struggle. It takes long time to make from one thing to another, because I just don't want to have a kind of, I just don't want to make something from the formula. Yes, so that's, yes, struggle a lot. I really believe having interesting exhibitions, it's a continuously maybe keep standard and good exhibitions are very important. And then also the talking to people about that, rather than, because what I concentrate at the beginning is rather than trying to sell something, I'm trying to explain each artist's concept, how they make, and then, or not so much technique, but it's about material and then idea, and then how different from other, commercial jewelry, non-jewelry. So I'm trying to make this sort of relationship with customers. So always they feel welcome to come to my gallery, and then even just they are not maybe interested in buying, but they're coming and I talk to them, and then so they feel so, I don't know, welcome to my gallery. I think that's very important, because when people see something unfamiliar and then kind of they get a bit nervous, or they feel a bit intimidated by even environment. So I made so much effort not to intimidate them, and they just always friendly. And I think that kind of communication skills, and then relationship with people, and then relationship with artists, and then bring an interesting work. And then I think that's the only thing we could do, because we can't rely on the media either, because sometimes media can be interesting in some work, but sometimes they're not, and then it's quite unpredictable. So that's I think the best way, just keep continuing. And then also I think private museum has to support the contemporary jewelry. I always believe the public museum should lead interest, to the contemporary, any art medium, and I think they're the one who has to lead, and then kind of promote the wider community, what is important, what is interesting, and so. But as a commercial gallery, that's only thing I think we could do. Because Australia museums are very interested in collecting contemporary jewelry. Used to be more than now, because of budget. They cut the budget, so they put the money into more big art rather than decorative art. But still, I make a sort of constant sort of communication with them. I always send the information, and then maybe ring them up to come to visit. And some case, I can be very friendly with the curator, especially if you're a female curator. They're more sympathetic to the jewelry. So, we have a cup of coffee or something like that, I think. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much.